Hello students, I hope all of you have started revising your chemistry and biology portion. Okay students, kindly revise, especially biology, okay? And always balance the equation and write the physical states, okay? Otherwise, you will lose marks in your board exams. Okay, students, we have started with metals and non-metals. Okay, and we have in the previous class we have discussed about the physical properties of metals and non-metals, and we started with the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. So we discussed about the we discussed as to how metals they react with oxygen or air, and metals they combine with oxygen to form metallic oxides. Okay, today we will discuss how metals they react with water. Children, please open page number 42 of NCERT book. Children, and refer activity 3.10. Collect the samples of some metals. Metals like sodium, potassium, aluminum, iron, zinc, calcium, magnesium. Okay, now you put some pieces of samples in a beaker half filled with cold water. Okay, first we will take cold water. And which metals reacted with cold water, we have to record this observation. And we have to arrange the metals in the increasing order of their reactivity with cold water. Increasing means first which will react less, then more, then which will react, which is highly reactive with cold water, that one you have to arrange, increasing order of their reactivity. And then you have to record that did any metal produce fire on water? Or does any metal start floating after some time? Children, generally sodium and potassium, they are highly reactive metals. So generally they produce fire with cold water. If you will put them in cold water, the reaction is very highly reactive. They are highly reactive, so reaction is very violent and they generally produce fire. So generally we don't take these metals, okay, or it is done under the supervision of some teacher or a lab attendant, but generally we avoid. Okay, so you have to record these observations. And then some of the metals, all the metals will not react with cold water. As I told you before also, the metals they have different reactivity. So the metals which did not react with cold water, those metals you have to put those metals in a beaker which is half filled with hot water. Okay, now again you will see the reactivity, you will record the observations and you will arrange the metals. Now there will be some metals which will not even react with hot water also. So those metals, okay, you have to, the metals which will not react with hot water, you have to arrange the apparatus as shown in figure 3.3, which is given in page number 43, and you have to observe the reaction with steam, because steam has more energy than hot water. Okay, and which metals did not react even with steam, you have to record that observation also and arrange the metals in the decreasing order of reactivity with water. So I told you the metals according to their reactivity will react with water. The reactive metals will react with cold water. The metals which are less reactive will react with hot water, and the metals which has more less reactivity, they will react with steam. Now children, metals they react with water to form metal oxide and hydrogen gas is liberated. Okay, now since these metal oxides are formed in water, okay, metal oxides are formed in water and they dissolve in water, so it forms metal hydroxide. I have not written the states here, but metal oxides are formed in water, so it is an aqueous state. So metal oxide in aqueous in water is called as metal hydroxide. So generally metals when they react with water they form metal hydroxides and hydrogen gases evolved. Now children, these two metals, that is sodium and potassium, they are highly reactive with cold water. They react with cold water. You please write the states also. Since the space was less, I have not written the space. Now sodium, it reacts with cold water. The reaction is highly violent. Okay, sodium and potassium, they react violently with cold water, and in case of sodium and reaction, the is so violent. In case of sodium and potassium, the reaction is so violent and exothermic. Exothermic means the heat is given out, and that heat, okay, because of the heat which is released, the evolved hydrogen catches fire. Understood? So heat, hydrogen is also liberated and heat is also liberated, and the reaction is highly violent, and this heat, because of this heat, means so much of heat is liberated that this hydrogen gas, it catches fire. Now metals react with water. Now sodium is a metal, this is the water, this is water, it's cold water, and we get metal hydroxide. Okay, because this reaction takes place in water, so metal oxide which is produced, it dissolves in water to form metal hydroxide. Hydrogen gas is given out and heat is also given out, and the reaction is violent, and this heat, because of this heat, this hydrogen catches fire. Here also potassium reacts with cold water. This takes place in cold water. Potassium hydroxide is formed, hydrogen gas is given out, and this heat is also given out, and because of this heat, the hydrogen gas catches fire. Now children, calcium, it also reacts with cold water, but the reaction is not so violent. Okay, and this calcium is a metal, it reacts with water, that is, it will react with cold water, and calcium hydroxide is formed, plus heat is given out, plus hydrogen gas is also given out. Understood? Now, because here this hydrogen gas will not catch fire, but because of this heat, the hydrogen gas will change into bubbles, and which will stick to the surface of the metal calcium, and calcium will start floating. Understood? Now children, this magnesium, okay, this reacts with hot water and it forms magnesium hydroxide, and hydrogen gas is given out. Plus heat is also given out. And again this heat, it changes this hydrogen gas into bubbles, or the hydrogen gas forms bubbles, and it sticks to the metal surface of magnesium, and magnesium starts floating in water. Now children, this aluminium, iron and zinc, these are the three metals. They are less reactive as compared to sodium, potassium, magnesium and calcium. So they do not react with cold water and they do not react with hot water, but they react with steam. Because as you know that steam has more energy than water, hot water. So they react with steam and they form aluminium oxide plus hydrogen. Understood? Now you can see the experiment setup in your books, in your NCERT book, like this. So here you can see it. This is the test tube and this is the glass wool which is soaked in water, and here we will place the metal. Okay, now when this is heated, the water here, that will change into steam and it will react with this metal sample, which can be aluminium, which can be iron, which can be zinc, and this is the delivery tube. Okay, and the gas hydrogen will be liberated, and this gas through this delivery tube will pass into the soap solution and the bubbles will be formed, and when you will bring the burning sphincter near the bubbles, the gas will burn with a pop sound. Understood? I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay. So this is the reaction that will take place here. Aluminium and steam, they will form aluminium oxide. But here you will notice one thing, that aluminium hydroxide will not be formed. Because why aluminium hydroxide will not be formed? Because this is not formed in water, it is steam. Okay. Students, now we will discuss the action of metals with acids. Okay. Now, in case of metal oxides, in case of metal oxides, they act as base and they react with acids to form salt and water. But here, metals, they react with dilute acids. Here, it's not oxide. It's a metal. Metal reacts with dilute acid to form salt and hydrogen, not water. Why? Because it is not an oxide. O atom is not there. So that is why hydrogen is formed, not the metal oxide. And it is again an exothermic reaction. Okay, means heat is generated. Okay, so just remember this thing, that in case of metal oxide, water is formed, but in case of metal, hydrogen is formed. Okay, now here also you do the same thing. Collect some of the samples, metal samples, except sodium and potassium. Okay, and if the samples are tarnished, rub them clean with sandpaper. Then put the samples separately in a test tube containing dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay. Suspend the thermometer in the test tube so that their bulbs are dipped in the acid. We are using thermometer here because it's an exothermic reaction, just to note the temperature. Observe the rate of formation of bubbles carefully. Which metal reacted vigorously with dilute hydrochloric acid, that we have to record, and with which metal do you observe the highest temperature, and then the metals are arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity with dilute acids. But here we will not take sodium and potassium because the reaction is highly violent. And then we have to write the equations for the reactions of magnesium, aluminum and iron with dilute hydrochloric acids. So children, this is the metal, this is dilute acid, you will get salt and hydrogen. Okay, now we will write the equation for magnesium. Now, this is magnesium. Dilute acid, what we have taken, this is solid state. I am not writing the state as the space is less. So here we will take hydrochloric acid and we will get salt and hydrogen. Salt, we will get MgCl2 because valency of magnesium is 2 plus hydrogen gas. It is liberated. Now you have to balance it. So it will be like this. Hydrogen is 2, chlorine is 2. So here it will come. No, it's balanced. Okay. Now here, this is the reaction and you got hydrogen gas. Now let us take the see the reaction of aluminium with hydrochloric acid. HCl, aluminium chloride, AlCl. Aluminium valency is 3, chlorine is 1. So aluminium chloride formula is AlCl3. Now you have to balance it. So how you will balance it? Okay, this when you will balance, you will get this thing. You will get 2 here. So 2 here. So here also, aluminium is the metal, this is acid, this is salt and this is hydrogen. Understood? Now children, one thing please notice, that in case if instead of hydrochloric acid, if we take nitric acid, we will get here water. We will not get hydrogen. Why? Because nitric acid is the oxidizing agent and the hydrogen gas which is released will be oxidized to water. Is it clear? Okay. So it is a strong oxidizing agent. But children, there are 2 exceptions, that is magnesium and manganese. They react with very dilute nitric acid to evolve hydrogen gas. Other metals will give water because the hydrogen is oxidized to water, except magnesium and manganese. Okay, so we will do till here today, and in the next class we will study how the metals react with solution of other metals salts. But please practice the equations. Okay, thank you students.